All right, welcome back everybody. Today is an exciting day. We get to head down to Benton, Illinois and pick up my motor. So let's get on the road. So a lot of anticipation. Excited to finally pick it up. It's been about 3 months or better, maybe 4 months. And yeah, I'm on my way. It's about a 2-hour drive for me each way.
Lifter area.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Through there.
Yeah.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Best.
Okay. So far, so good. All right, everybody, so we made it back. The experience was good, okay? So the name of the shop, so far it's been good. The name of the shop is Franklin Auto and Machine. And it's just 2 guys, and I think they source a few things out that they don't want to mess with, that are time consuming, and it just helps them with turnaround, I think. That's my take on why they do it. But super nice guys, reliable, appear to be honest, and they respond to phone calls, and they do what they say. For the most part, I cannot complain at all. So it's more than I can say for probably the other 5 or 6 people in my area that I called and talked to. So anyways, what it is it's an L92 that I just wanted to turn into an LS3 with a cam and build a motor that was reliable and do 500 horsepower. So I think I've done that for the most part. And the idea came from, I don't know if anybody knows Taylor Ray. His channel, he runs this LS Miata. He's building a new drift car, C6 competition drift car. But back when he ran that LS, more than anything, a few years ago, he was throwing junkyard LSs in it. And then he kind of upgraded to a 6.2 liter. So he bought an L92 and he videos this about how he makes this thing reliable. What makes these LS, or what do you need to do to make these things reliable? So essentially he took an L92 long block, under 100,000 miles. I think he paid 3,600 bucks for it, 3,400 bucks for it. He puts a cam and valve train in it, reuses LS rockers. So he puts new lifters in it. He does all the things that you would typically do, I think. Internal oil seals. I think he changed the oil pump maybe. And then puts it back together and beats the living snot out of it. I, on the other hand, wanted to go a little bit further. I took my L92, I tore it completely down. Good thing I did. Crank was bad. So I sourced a new crank, or new to me, used crank. Actually had to have that turned. I picked it up for $1.75. They're relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of other combination parts, whether it's big block, small block, whatever. And it's good. That rotating assembly, for the most part, I think the rods and the crank are good for, you know, I would trust them for 800 horse. Some say 1,000, I don't know. Anyways, cleaned up the bore and went 5 over, and I bought a DSS forged piston ring set. So it had stock pin location, so I could reuse my Gen 4 rods, and ended up using stock hardware, just new GM hardware, and that's basically the short block. I did go with the TIC Performance Torque Max Stage 3 cam, and that is a 231 lift, 231, 246 duration, 617, 595 lift. What the LSA is a $113 plus 4. So I picked the cam because the range and the dynographs that I saw and what information I could get, you kind of get the best of both worlds. And there's a ton of these out there, of course. So a lot of it's subjective, but the numbers that I saw told me that I was going to get lower in power starting around 2,400 RPM, and it was linear. So I think it was up to 6,700 RPM. I don't know. So I'm taking a gamble on that. I had a good friend of mine that's sold a lot of those, tell me about it. And I bought the kit from TIC Performance that came with, obviously, springs, new timing chain, timing gear kit. I bought morel hydraulic roller lifters and then high pressure standard volume mellings oil pump. What else? Yeah, new lifter trays, GM lifter trays. And I even splurged on this BTR shaft rocker kit. And this thing's pretty cool because it's not super expensive, but if you do the homework on it, it's actually a really nice piece. So the stands are steel and the shafts are made out of bearing materials. So they really focused on getting rid of as much deflection as they can, and they sell it at a really good price. I know it's under 400 bucks, and you're supposed to use your LS rockers. So I don't know if I'm gonna use my high mileage rockers, but even stock replacements aren't that expensive. So we'll see how that goes. But they give you the stand hardware, really nice hardware, and then they give you the hardware to bolt the shaft system to the stand, and you get all your trunnions for your rocker arms. So that was a splurge for me. I ended up, we deleted the displacement on demand and the variable valve timing. So I got a new front cover, new valley cover, plugged the holes, the oil galley holes in the valley, and then essentially switched over to LS3 parts, right? So I ended up, for this car, I went with a 98 to 02 F-body style oil pan, and then I'll be going with Improved Racing. They have a nice baffle system for it, and they have a crank scraper and windage tray set up for it too, and that's probably a combined $300, something like that, for the set, which is pricey, but it's all insurance, right? Because it is a wet sump. So that's pretty much it on the motor. Fingers crossed that this thing holds together and that we can have some fun with it. So yeah, that's it.